All right, so for today, hopefully this is a quick video. This is just going over factoring GCFs and difference of squares. You're going to go in Delta Math today to do the assignment. It's just 3 questions each on Delta Math, and you'll see that the assignments due tonight at midnight. If it's late, it's just automatically going to calculate the score. If you get one wrong, you're going to get half off. So you can keep retrying it to just improve your score, because at this point we really should know factoring. Okay, so for this one, we're looking and saying to ourselves, let's look at the coefficients. My first thought is that they are both negative. They are both even. So I'm going to take out a -2. Oops. Okay. Actually, you know what? I feel like you guys kind of hopefully know this at this point. Besides the -2, the other thing I know is that the variables, right? There's an x here, there's no x over here. There's a y here, there's no y over here. There is a z here, there's a z here. There's 7 over here, there's 4 over here, which means if I was to write this out, which I don't think you would, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And over here, there's 4 z's. Well, what do they have in common? They have 4 z's in common. So your GCF would be -2 z to the 4th. And then you would just have to rewrite what was left. -2 divided by -4. Give me a 2. I'd still have an x. I'd still have a y squared. But now I wouldn't have z to the 7th. I would only have the z to the 3rd. And then minus -2 divided by -6, which gives me a +3. And then I don't have my z to the 4ths anymore. So this would be my answer. Okay. All right, the second one, again, we're going to factor by GCF. I look and say to myself, my coefficients are -3 and 4, which means that there is no GCF in between them. So I'm just going to then go to the variables. They both have an x, okay, they both have a y, and they both have a z. So my GCF is just going to be my variables. So for the x's, they both have an x to the 4th in common. For a y, they have a y to the 4th in common, and z, they have a z in common. Now, if that's not clear to you, let's see if I can just move just this guy. Kind of. So if that is not clear to you, let's look, and we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x's, 5 y's, and 1 z over here. And then over here we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's, 4 y's, and 2 z's. So what they have in common is they both have 4 x's. They both have 4 y's, and they both have 1 z. All right, so really when you're doing this, if they both share a variable, all you have to do is look for the lower exponent. All right, there's an exponent of 1 there. Okay, so once I factor that out, I'm just left with -3 x squared y plus 4 z. Okay, that's all that's left. And that's my factored form right there. All right, the last sort of concept that we just have to go over is difference of squares. So first I see 2 terms. This is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. And that there needs to be subtraction in between them. Okay, there needs to be subtraction. If there's addition, you can't do a difference of squares. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to say to myself, what squared gives me 9x squared? Would be 3x times 3x. What squared gives me 4? That would be 2 and 2. Now you just have to make 1 plus, 1 minus. And I've done difference of squares.